There's a moment in this CNN town hall that tells you everything you need to know about Bernie Sanders. And most people missed it. It wasn't what he said, it was what he didn't. Stick around, because once you see it, you can't unsee it.
Back with Senator Bernie Sanders. I want to introduce Grace Thomas. She's a local civil rights attorney. She's a Democrat. Grace?
They, them pronouns, actually. Thank you.
Oh.
Good evening, Senator.
Yeah. This is what you got to deal with. And I don't want to deal with it. Yeah, I'm one of those old heads that don't want to deal with it. Why the hell would you correct me with your pronouns if I'm never going to see you again? It'd be different if somebody was going to work with Mindy from The Facts of Life. It'd be different if Mindy was, was going to be your, person in your office that you had to deal with. Look at the way Bernie reacts.
We're back with Senator Bernie Sanders. I want to introduce Grace Thomas. She's a local civil rights attorney. She's a Democrat. Grace?
They, them pronouns, actually. Thank you.
Oh.
Good evening, Senator Sanders. Polling and turnout data indicate that men of all racial demographics are turning away.
Look at the way Bernie's looking at her. Bernie's looking at Mindy from Facts of Life like, what the hell is wrong with her? You see, Bernie be faking like he all progressive. Bernie ain't progressive like that. He's a short-tempered grouch. Every time you see Bernie trying to smile, he be hurting himself physically. I think he stabs himself in the thigh with a needle. Trying to force a smile out. Bernie don't agree with none of this pressured ass culture of fake pronouns or whatever.
Scott.
More than 15 seconds at the coffee creamer bar at the coffee shop, straight to El Salvador. 2 or more walking side by side on a sidewalk, you're gone, El Salvador. Recline your seat on an airplane, El Salvador. Disney adults, you're going too. And finally, pronouns in your email signature. Out of here. Those are my EOs.
And fake niceties. He don't agree with that. Look at him. He's passing a kidney stone right on stage.
Senator Sanders, polling and turnout data indicate that men of all racial demographics are turning away from the Democratic Party. But of course...
Get her out of here! Get her out of here now! That's what he wants to say, but he can't say it. Obviously, him and the wife, they've had separate rooms for 25 years. Obviously. Yes. And he had the look on his face like that meme, that black woman was like, looking at, what the hell? But here's where it really gets wild. Because it wasn't just about the awkward body language or pronouns. Bernie went back to his greatest hits. He said all the right things and still managed to say nothing. And if you've been paying attention, this part should make your blood boil. Yeah, Bernie, he's fooling a lot of y'all that thinking he's Mr. Progressive. He ain't that progressive, man. He's not that progressive. Any New Yorker that moves to Vermont, just to get away from the blacks. That's why he did it. He went on one march for the blacks, and then he was around some blacks. He was chained to a black woman and got locked up. And he said, that's it, no more blacks. Move to Vermont. I think Bernie was just not having a good day, man. I think someone put some lemon juice in his Bengay or something. Something happened. Here he goes reacting.
No, I want to, sometimes these issues about health care, about income and wealth inequality are not talked about in the corporate media, and it's time that we did talk about them. That's why the question a moment ago, why are people losing faith in the American system? We don't talk about it on CNN. We don't talk about it in Congress. It's because they understand that a handful of billionaires exert enormous influence, and that has got to change. So I'm running around the country with Alexandria and other people. What we are trying to do is demand that working class people begin to stand up and fight for their rights. There is no reason we should be the only major country not to have health care, not to have paid family and medical leave, et cetera, et cetera. Why we have the highest rate of childhood poverty, almost any major country. 22% of our seniors living on $15,000 a year. Anybody here think that makes sense? No. All right, it doesn't. But you got to get CNN to talk about these issues. You got to get your members of Congress to talk about these issues.
We're literally talking about it right now.
Yeah, but I'm forcing you to talk about it, Anderson.
This is Joel. We invited you. This is Joel Pritikin. He's a student at American University, originally from Venice, California. He's president.
Yeah. Folks, what you don't understand is that some of you are, slow. Yeah, you're slow. Because you don't see through Bernie Sanders at this point. And look, I'm not knocking you. I was slow too. I was slow on the uptake of this guy. Because it sounded so good what he was saying. But here's the kicker to this. Here's what they don't say. Everything Bernie just listed, everything he just complained about, everything he just mentioned, no matter how spot on it was, existed before Trump. And Bernie wasn't saying it. Yeah, he wasn't saying it. Bernie was busy trying to get that guy reelected, talking about how that guy should be president again. Even though for 4 years, all those conditions that Bernie describes were going on under his tenure. And Bernie rode with it anyway.
This is not a beauty contest. It's not an entertainment show. Do I think Biden is a great campaigner? No, I don't. But I think he was an excellent president. And I understand to become president, you need to campaign. That's for sure. But I think we spend too much time worrying about this gaffe and that dumb thing that somebody may say or that brilliant thing that everyone will forget tomorrow, rather than staying focused on the issues.
I didn't know Bernie was just doing this for show until it was proven that he went out and campaigned for Hillary Clinton. I was like,
And with that, let me introduce the next president of the United States, Hillary Clinton.
Thank you. Thank you all so much. It is great being here on the stage at UNH with my friend Bernie Sanders.
Because you couldn't pay me enough money to go do that shit. She lied and swindled. So the point is this. Not going to take you down memory lane. All I'm saying is, even when Bernie has solid points, he's a humongous disappointment because he could have used those points within his own party. Do you think Bernie's could be more effective going out to Republicans who don't pay him any attention? There's no way Trump's listening to Bernie Sanders. Bernie has no impact on the Republican Party. But where he could have the most impact was on the Democratic Party. And what was he doing when he could have used that impact? Going along with everybody else, defending Biden. And he was one of the people that said Biden, as cognitively declined as was obvious. Bernie debated him. Bernie was right there debating him in the primaries in 2020. You don't think Bernie couldn't see the drop-off just 6-9 months later? What was Bernie? What was he talking about? He was defending the powers that be. So for all that talk, for all that rhetoric, for all the memorized lines, he's just playing the game just like everybody else. And that, my friends, is nothing to celebrate. And once you know it, you can't unknow it. Yeah, baby. It is what it is. Hit the like button for more content here by The Tim Black Show. Hit the like button. Let people know that you're watching the YouTube channel, that you're watching this broadcast, so that maybe the algorithm will be like, hey, check out The Tim Black Show, people. Perfect. You made it to the end of the video. I appreciate you. Now, Google thinks this next video is going to be perfect for you. It's right up your alley. So click the next video, watch that with me, and let's keep this politics going. You're built for this.